Hello and welcome to the news at 10 on NTA News 24. We are reaching you live from Abuja. I am Olajide Bello. First, the headlines. Democracy Day celebration, accolades for President Bola Tinubu over display of bravery in the quest for democratic governance. Federal government reassures of equal treatment of Nigerians. Nigeria bids to host Africa Energy Bank to secure its energy transition plan. President Bola Tinubu has been described as the first progressive president in the country who rose from the trenches in defense of democracy to lead the country. Various speakers, including the second citizen Kashim Shettima, said this at a dinner to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Nigeria's Democracy Day in Abuja. State House correspondent Musbao Wahab reports.
It's one more moment to cap the celebration of an unprecedented democratic feat in Nigeria's history. The silver anniversary of the country's democracy. But this night, the focal point was almost eclipsed by the descriptions of the contributions made every step of the way by these men now at the helm of affairs.
When you were one of those whom Chief MKO Abiola said to talk to Abuja, and one incident that happened was that the security men tried to shove you away, and today you are the president of this country.
The speakers believe the story of a democratic journey in Nigeria cannot be complete without the story of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. These are those who know Asiwaju right from the streets, and perhaps more than the man at the center appreciates himself.
This is the first time that a true Democrat, a true progressive, who took part in the political wing of the struggle, in the economic, financial wing of the struggle, in the activism of the struggle, on the streets, on the barricades, will become the president of Nigeria.
They reconvened the Senate under Ahmed Ebute, the president, and declared Abuja government illegal. Can you imagine a group of senators sitting down and declaring a military government illegal, and was charged to court?
And the other man, who was not in the trenches, is now the second in command, who saw how Tinubu saved the country's democracy after its return since 1999.
When his contemporaries were struggling for a space on the dinner table in Abuja, and in the process throwing their colleagues, their allies under the bus, he took the opportunity to build an alternative platform for the Nigerian democracy. Without this gentleman seated here, Nigeria could have been turned into a one-party state. We owe him a debt of gratitude.
Appreciation for the eulogies, but then President Tinubu's attention is now obviously focused on unity and development of the country.
That's the reason that we say we hand over a banner without stain to our children and grandchildren. Is it not true that Nigeria is greater than any one of us? That the unity of this country cannot be traded.
Following the trend of insecurity and vandalism, the president harped on the need for leaders at all levels, including parents, to inculcate values of patriotism in the younger generations to maintain the peace and unity of a country.
If we gather as we gather here tonight, encourage our children about the charter of our value system. As they look upon me as a leader, to make the changes. What about us? The rest of you, the rest of your children making those changes too. What do you tell them? How do you teach them? Whatever we have to invest in our national orientation, I think we should do it.
And you.
And now, the journey of the democratic process continues. So also is the hope for a greater Nigeria. From the State House, Musbau and Wahab, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Nigerians may soon see better days ahead as critical sectors are witnessing transformation under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Kogi State Commissioner for Information and Communication gave the assurance when he was speaking at the Democracy Day event organized by Kogi Youth. The report is hereby presented.
In 25 years of unbroken democracy in Nigeria, Kogi Youth decided to celebrate President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's achievement and consolidation of democracy in style, tagged Renewed Hope Agenda. Kogi State Commissioner for Information and Communication, Kingsley Fanwo, highlights reforms undertaken by President Tinubu in all sectors of the economy, insecurity, agriculture, education, women and youth programs, among others.
This year's Democracy Day celebration is iconic in the sense that for the first time in the history of our nation, we are having an activist leading our nation in person of President Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
He also reiterated the continuous support of Kogi State government and people to the administration, saying President Tinubu's leadership style is instrumental to Kogi State government program to better the lives of Kogi State people.
In the meantime, persons with disabilities and widows in Nigeria engaged the media in a dialogue session to recognize the nation's democracy heroes and their impact on governance. They were happy Vice President Bola Tinubu, as an active participant in the nation's struggle to restore democracy, is now leading the affairs of the country. Appointing a female minister for the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation is their request as democracy gift from Mr. President.
We thank the federal government and we thank the APC party for bringing back the June 12 as Democracy Day.
National Mass Movement for Better Orientation is urging Nigerians to embrace the present administration's economic policies and agenda for a favorable, progressive and better Nigeria. National Coordinator of the movement, Dr. Hawa Bargu Hayatu, believes that citizens should be patient with President Bola Tinubu in his aggressive desire to positively reposition Nigeria.
Of Abuja have started changing now. It's not even an issue of a party that you must vote for me or you must be in my party. He picked Wike from PDP and he's doing well. And that is the kind of man our president is. He's the kind of person that carry everybody and want everybody to be involved. So I call on Nigeria to give him a helping hand and support so that he will do that thing that we're hoping that he will do for this nation. He's aware. He's showing concern whenever he's talking. He say he's aware, he knows what everybody is passing through.
Vice President Kashim Shettima has appealed to Nigerian medical practitioners to collaborate with the Tinubu administration in the ongoing efforts to reform the health sector. The Vice President made the appeal when the National Executive Committee of the Nigerian Medical Association, led by its newly elected President, Professor Bala Audu, paid him a courtesy visit at the presidential villa. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila reports.
Worried by the increasing rate of brain drain in the medical profession in Nigeria, Vice President Kashim Shettima appealed to the new leadership of the Nigerian Medical Association to resist the temptation of seeking for greener pastures abroad, but believe in the potentials in Nigeria and be part of the building process. Vice President Shetima, however, shared the position of the Nigerian Medical Association about some challenges in the health sector, but assured of the deliberate steps being taken by the Tinubu presidency to correct the wrongs in the past. The leadership of the Nigerian Medical Association is ready to partner with the federal government to ensure quality health care to all Nigerians.
We remain part of the pillar of the delivery of this quality care, and as patriotic Nigerians, we have come to declare our patriotism to ensure that we dedicate ourselves to ensuring that the efforts of this government in delivering this quality healthcare is achieved.
Applauding the health policies of the Tinubu administration, the health experts noted that when fully implemented, the programs initiated by the association will increase the training opportunities for specialists in the health profession in the country, as well as quality of postgraduate medical trainings. From the State House, Abraham Jibrila, NTA News.
The Muslim ticket that produced President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Senator Kashim Shettima as President and Vice President of Nigeria is a blessing in disguise. This is the unanimous submission by stakeholders, including the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, at the Charismatic Bishops' Synod holding in Abuja. Saliu Gwanara reports.
But since this government came into being, we have enjoyed religious harmony.
A testament from Archbishop Leonard Kawers, the President General of Charismatic Bishops, drawn from the 36 states and about 21 African countries who are committed to building bridges for religious harmony.
We are going to preach peace. We are going to interact with our Muslim clerics. We are going to ensure that we interface and unite and back the government so that the dividends of democracy will trickle down to all Nigerians.
The conference is to commemorate the 25 years of Nigeria's uninterrupted democracy.
But from today,
Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, reassured religious leaders that promoting unity, peace, and prosperity through partnership between government and religious community remains a key cardinal objective of the government.
The church, throughout our nation's history, has been steadfast in partnering government in championing social causes and the provision of essential social services, such as hospitals, schools, as well as the inculcation of values in our citizens, especially the young generation. Let me therefore say that the Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation will very enthusiastically collaborate with the Charismatic Bishops' Conference as we implement our flagship national orientation program, the National Values Charter.
He updated them of some policies under the renewed hope
that the federal government set aside 200 billion naira under the Presidential Conditional Grant Loan Scheme, with 50 billion naira going to grants and small businesses, traders, food vendors, transport workers, ICT, businesses, creatives, artisans, etc. 75 billion naira as single-digit interest loans to medium and small-scale micro enterprises, and another 75 billion naira single-digit interest loans targeting manufacturers, big-time manufacturers.
As Nigerians, particularly workers, await a new national minimum wage, the government spokesperson reaffirmed federal government's position to implementing sustainable policies that will impact the citizens irrespective of their status. In Abuja, Saliu Gwanara, NTA News.
This is the news at 10 on NTA News 24. Let's take a break. More reports when we return. Thanks for being there. The Minister of Power, Adebaya Adelabu, says the initiation of Band A with a higher tariff has reduced electricity subsidy from 3 trillion naira. The minister stated this as a public hearing organized by the Joint Committees of the House of Representatives sequel to the recent announcement of hike in electricity tariff. National Assembly correspondent Joshua Ogunjide reports.
committees are that of Power, Commerce, National Planning and Economic Development, alongside delegated legislation. The special committee was constituted upon resolution of the House on the 29th of April 2024 with a view to ascertaining the rationale behind electricity tariff hike and its attendant categorization of communities into bands.
With gas priced in dollars, that is needed to power at least 26 power plants that are gas-based. Gentlemen and ladies, this is a very serious business.
The conundrum now is, can the government afford subsidizing the power sector by paying 3 trillion naira?
There are a number of other critical sectors that are begging for funding from federal government. And we could see a number of those sectors here. Given the budget allocation to each of these sectors,
this approach aligns with Section 33 of the Constitution, Section 33 of the Electricity Act of 2024 that we just passed, which mandates a just and fair electricity price regime.
Although the power sector is being fully privatized, why investment must come into play? To some stakeholders, the increase in pricing is not worth it, considering the dictates of the current economy.
We need to see what has the discourse invested in specific terms, and what role has the NEC played in ensuring that discourse invests as expected, and what role has the ministry played in ensuring that the consumers are fairly treated in this sector.
The only money available in the budget for subsidy was 450 billion, and that money is even yet to be released. There has been no prospect for growth in generation or even improvement.
Lawmakers, however, raised eyebrows to the absence of representatives of certain key stakeholders, such as NLC and TUC, having acknowledged invitations. From the National Assembly, Joshua Oguchidi, NTA News.
The Nigeria Data Protection Commission annual report reveals that the 2023 data protection cumulative revenue rose to 6.6 from 5.5 billion in 2022 and creation of over 10,000 employments. National Commissioner NDPC Vincent Olatunji says it will harp more on awareness and capacity building to ensure data security, availability and access control. Our ICT correspondent reports that this was at a one-year evaluation of the 2023 Nigeria Data Protection Act in collaboration with Nigeria Digital Identification for Development.
A new era dawned with the signing of the Nigeria Data Protection Bill into an act in 2023. As the sun rose over the city skyline, it cast its warm light upon a nation embracing the power of privacy and security in the digital age. No longer were their digital footprints cluttered and vulnerable. Instead, they were safeguarded by the law, shielded from exploitation and misuse under the care of the Nigeria Data Protection Commission, NDPC. 1 year down the lane, the captain of the NDPC ship, Vincent Olatunji, development partners and the media navigates the intricacies of compliance, awareness and understanding that trust is the currency of the future.
Look at our strategic roadmap, awareness and capacity building. That's number 2 agenda. So it's really top on agenda. We are putting as much effort as possible into it to ensure that we create awareness. And this is even part of what we are trying to do here today. For data subjects to know their rights, data controller to know their obligations, accountabilities that we expect from them when they have people's data.
We know there are a lot of people outside here who, they might have been hearing about this law, but they don't actually understand the content and some of its provisions. It's also an opportunity to pass the message across to them that we are interested in their personal information and in safeguarding the personal information of every citizen of Nigeria.
Yet, challenges persisted as threats to digital security lurked in the shadows, but united by the spirit of resilience and innovation, Nigeria stood firm, its Data Protection Act serving as a beacon of progress in a rapidly evolving digital landscape.
For people to appreciate the need for privacy, and that stems from area of confidence and trust, your digital ID.
We all reach out to the whole Nigerian citizen to ensure that their personal information are safeguarded.
And so, as the day drew to a close, Nigeria embraced its journey towards a future where privacy was not just a privilege, but a fundamental human right woven into the fabric of society, ensuring that every citizen's data remained protected, respected, and above all, secure. Olajide Bello, NTA News.
A Court-Martial Federal Road Safety Corps, Sheikh Mohammed, has appealed to the Chief Justice of Nigeria to strengthen existing laws with stiffer punishment that will deter road users from violating established regulations. The Court-Martial serves at the investiture of Chief Justice of the Federation, Justice Olukayode Ariwola, as Honorary Special Marshal. A statement by the Corps Public Education Officer, Shegun Ogungbemide, the Corps Marshal who conducted the investiture in company of the President Court of Appeal, Justice Monica Dunga-Menson, said there is no doubt that the capacity, competence and administrative prowess of the CGN will enhance existing relationship between the Corps and the judiciary. The House of Representatives, the Green Chambers in Nigeria's bicameral legislature, prides itself as the People's Parliament. 1 year into the tenure of the 10th House of Representatives, the consensus among lawmakers is that the Green Chambers is maturing and vibrant. National Assembly correspondent Mitari Ekwen tells us how the House fared in the last 1 year.
That as a member of the House of Representatives,
the 10th House of Representatives is perhaps the most diverse assembly, with the highest turnover of more than 70% new members in 25 years of sustained democracy. This posed a major challenge for the Tajuddin Abbas-led House, which had to organize several capacity-building retreats to brush up members on legislative procedures in a bid to enhance the business of lawmaking. About 1 month into its existence, the House constituted standing committees, increasing the number from 109 in the 9th Assembly to 140 to perform the oversight functions of the Green Chamber over other arms of government.
Separation of powers does not mean separation of government. We are one and the same government with sole purpose of providing services to the good people of this nation.
For the first time, sectoral debates were introduced featuring the security chiefs and the economic management team. The aim is to receive briefings from policymakers across key sectors.
We're here not to reprimand, but to understand you better.
This is not an investigative hearing. We are just to interact, to hear from you.
The House also unveiled an 8-point legislative agenda to provide focus on issues that touch the masses.
We've had key engagements on the issues of security sector reforms. We've had on tax reforms. We've had engagements on reforming the Electoral Act. We've had several engagements that are key touch points for Nigerians. But at the same time, I realize that, and I'll be failing if I don't admit the fact that Nigerians really are in a hurry to feel the impact, right? And that sense of urgency is what we continue to demonstrate, the fact that we're not far removed from what it is that Nigerians are going through.
Within 1 year of the 10th Assembly, more than 1,300 bills passed first reading. Less than 100 of the bills have been passed so far, including the Social Investment Program Bill and Students' Loan Access to Higher Education Act, which resonated among Nigerians. More than 100 of the bills are being deliberated upon by relevant House committees, while about 80 other bills were referred to the Committee of the Whole.
The first bill I had to make was that of those of national importance, like accountability of the Federal Character Commission, which has a national coalition on yearning of the people that certain sections are neglected in terms of job allocation.
If you look at the issues of this minimum wage, we've talked about it. We said that we have to check and ensure that the remunerations of our workers is reviewed. it has to be reviewed to be commensurate with realities of our economy.
You will notice the body language that devolution of power from the central appears to be the angle. I'm chairman rules and business, so I see many of the propositions that are coming in for constitutional amendment. Many of them have got to do with that devolution of power to the subnationals. And I think that's where we are going.
To expedite the passage of the 2024 budget 1 month after it was laid by President Tinubu, relevant House committees held joint sittings with their Senate counterparts, a practice the legislature says will be sustained. Another novelty in 1 year of the 10th Assembly was a joint sitting on May 29, 2024, with President Tinubu in attendance. In the past, this would only happen during budget presentation.
Continue to collaborate, work together, build our country. We have no other choice.
On this occasion, the reintroduced national anthem was sung for the first time. The completion of the new National Assembly Library recently inaugurated by President Tinubu is considered another plus for the 10th Assembly as a resource center that will further facilitate quality legislation in the country. 1 year gone with so much done. However, Nigerians anticipate the outcome and decision of the House on some crucial investigations by ad hoc committees of the House, such as that on alleged job racketeering in ministries, departments and agencies of government, as well as non-remittance of deductions of worker salaries from the National Housing Fund. From the National Assembly, Mitaire Ikben, NTA News.
And that concludes the news at 10 on NTA News 24. Thanks for watching. I am Olajide Bello.